Hi there, my name is Cupicate, and welcome back to WolfQuest Brothers Bond with Teo. So last episode, we saw Teo spend lots of time with his pups, mourning the death of Sundance, his mate, and their mother. The pups are growing fairly steadily, and I have a feeling that they're going to reach the weight that they need to be in this episode. Teo's gonna take this time to sleep with them. Oh, what a beautiful morning it is for Teo and his pups. They're getting to be so big. Go, pups, go. Go, 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 go. Okay. He's by himself. This is a little intimidating. Guys, I haven't even rolled for today's difficulty. What in the world? What has happened? Teo can't even get away. What did they do to the wolves? Oh my gosh, this has never happened before. Did they buff the wolves? They don't even need to be buffed right now. He can't even get a bite in. Oh, this is not good. Oh no, Elwood, please go back in. Oh, this is bad. He can't. This black wolf won't let him get a bite in. Oh my gosh! Why? I have never seen them attack like that. That is ridiculous. Did they change the way they attack, or have they always attacked like that? That was Crevice Lake. Teo's mad. He is so mad right now. Teo's not letting this go. He's attacking this male because he wouldn't let him go, and now he's trying to make a statement. He's fighting because he really, really, really wants to teach them a lesson. He wants to kill this male that has hurt him so badly. He's brokenhearted. They came after his pups. He's angry. And he let his rage get the better of him. And now Teo sits looking at what he's done. In his fear and his heartbreak, his rage came back. He was alone at the rendezvous site. He was outnumbered. He didn't have Sundance to back him up. He didn't have Sundance to calm him down. And now he's facing his old self again. And he doesn't like it. He's feeling great shame in what he's done. And he's conflicted because a part of him feels like he did what he did to protect his family and himself and teach them a lesson. But now he remembers what Sundance told him the one time he did go and kill a wolf that attacked the den. Which is, what if they retaliate? What if everything he worked so hard for is gone because of what he's done? How can he face his pups knowing that he just betrayed his mate who's passed? He's betrayed his whole purpose in that moment. But he wants to check on them and make sure they're okay. It looks as though Tangle and Talon are checking on their dad, asking if he's okay. They saw that attack. It was really close to where they were hiding. They saw their dad fight against two vicious wolves, and they're worried about him. And all he can think about is what he's done. And yet these pups are trying to tell him, Dad, it's okay. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad that you're still here. And a part of him has a little small twinkle of hope that maybe in some ways he still did the right thing. But the death of a wolf, he realizes he betrayed Eartha in that moment. And he's gonna have to work hard for her forgiveness. So I just rolled for today's difficulty, and I rolled a 1 again, so we're going to remain on easy. And perhaps us being on easy is the goddess's way of saying that he did do the right thing. What is going on? There are so many attacks today! Cohen, move. Go, 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 go. Oh, well, with that over, Teo will once again check on his pups. He's wondering if that coyote attack was a message by the goddesses. A warning to him saying that maybe they are upset. He's not sure. He can't read them right now. He feels a little detached now that he's done what he's done, and he's a bit confused. His pups are clearly worried about him, but he's looking over them to make sure they're all right. And he looks at Cohen, who seems just fine. He's very healthy and seems to be pretty strong. He's gonna have a beautiful coat, I imagine, once he's older. But he's proud to see that his son is doing so well. And there's Stella, who he's the most worried about. Stella was the closest to her mother, and with her being gone, he wants to make sure that he can give her some of what she lost when Sundance passed. But it looks as though Stella and Dahlia are very close as sisters, and he's comforted by their closeness to each other. Look at them play! And then Dahlia's gonna go pout because it looks like she lost that little tussle with her sister. She looks beautiful amongst the flowers right now. And then there's Talon, who's now tussling with his brother. He looks a little more on the skinny side, and so Teo's wondering if Talon might be a little bit smaller, possibly not as strong, but maybe a little more agile, a little more sneaky of a wolf. And then there's Elwood, who's tussling with Dahlia. And Dahlia's having none of it right now. Elwood is so small. And Teo's very worried about his size. He's afraid of his survival chances, and so he knows that during their training as yearlings, he's going to have to make sure that he takes extra time with Elwood and teach him how to be smart, since he probably won't be very strong or very fast. And then there's Tangle, who's always in the grass, seeming to chew on a stick. Tangle does enjoy being alone, but it seems like he has a different appreciation for nature. Oh no, Stella! Well, Teo was just saying about how he was worried about Stella. And it seems as though she's kind of wandered away for a little while. Oh, good. She's not too far. There you are, little Stella. Teo hears other wolves in the distance, females calling out, saying that they're interested in a mate, and Teo just doesn't have any interest in that right now. Instead, he's more interested in laying with his pups and spending his days with them. While the pups lie nestled in the grass patch, Teo's gonna go hunt for himself for a little while. He's pretty hungry, and that moose calf that the pups have is looking pretty picked over. So he's hoping to find something for them as well. He hears elk kind of calling. Now these are bull elk, young bulls. It's worth a shot. Well, this is half. But he's gonna check the other one just in case. Oh no, that one's really healthy. In some ways, I think Teo is being a little too fearless right now and a little reckless with his life. I don't think it has anything to do with him wanting to possibly perish for any reason. I think there's just a desire to do better. He's still heartbroken about his decision the other day. He hates what he's done, even if, yes, it was mostly in self-defense. They were running, and he could have let them go. All of this is racing in his mind as he takes down this elk. He's asking himself, am I a killer? Or am I a protector? And in some ways, I think he's afraid of the answer to that question. But the goddesses have blessed him. He's taken down a bull elk all on his own. He didn't need the help of his brother or the pack. And he knows this is a blessing from the goddesses, and so he's wondering, what are you trying to tell me? You've spent so much time telling me to unify. You should be punishing me. Why aren't you punishing me? He's too afraid to think that what Eartha would want is for a wolf to die. But perhaps it isn't her plan. Perhaps the perishing of that wolf will send a message to Crevice Lake that they need to stop attacking the Snagglefang pack as much as they have been. They still let one wolf go. And so maybe in some ways they see that as a sense of mercy, just a small bit of mercy by leaving one wolf alive. If this was in Eartha's plan, then she wouldn't punish him. Perhaps that wolf would come back another day and harm one of his pups or one of Mikhail's pups. And maybe he was meant to do it to protect his family. He's not sure he'll ever know the answer, but he's going to move on. He's still dedicated to his goal. Unifying wolves everywhere. Maybe even back in his homeland in Lost River. And now he's back with his pups. He didn't really bring anything new for them, so he's hoping the moose calf will last a little bit, but he did bring a small rabbit. Maybe that will hold them over for a little while. He just can't tear himself away from them. And he's grateful to Mikhail, but he can tell that Mikhail is exhausted. He seems weak and tired every day, and there's a bit of guilt that Teo feels, seeing how hard his brother is working for him. It does fill his heart with joy knowing that he is so loved by his brother, but his brother needs him too. And so after he rests, he's not only going to go out and look for food for the pups, but he's going to try and achieve his goal today in this episode to take a little bit off of Mikhail. And with that, the moose calf is gone, and Teo knows that he's going to need to go and get more food. He isn't just taking care of his pups, but his brother's pups. Many of them are ready to move, but he's waiting on Cohen, Talon, and Elwood. But it seems as though both of his daughters and Tangle are ready to move into the summer training grounds. Oh my goodness, there's just a moose calf right here at the first hex that Teo has tried to take. That's crazy. The goddesses are truly blessing him right now. He still doesn't quite understand why. He feels as though he doesn't really deserve their blessing. But he will not miss an opportunity to feed his pups. An easy catch for Teo. He's hoping that the mother will just let him take her dead calf. She won't. He's gonna have to chase her off of it. And he does, thankfully. But this is too good of a prize to miss up. He truly wanted to take hexes today, but the pups need to be fed. And he's been really fortunate with moose calves lately. There's just a fish here. Huh. Well, Teo's gonna eat that for himself. He's gonna take that as a blessing from Dune and Dawn, the goddess of balance and her rushing waters. He really is confused on why the goddesses are so pleased with him. He just doesn't really understand it. Or perhaps they're just continuing to show mercy, realizing that his heart is broken. And we're back at the den with the pups. Eat up, pups. You need to grow. He wants to see these pups learn how to be real wolves, and he cannot wait. His last litter is getting old enough soon to be able to disperse on their own or stay with the pack. He's proud of all of his children. Even if they don't choose the path that he really envisioned for them, he's proud to see them grow into their own. And he can't believe that he brought such amazing lives into this world with Sundance. All the pups are catching up. The only one we're really waiting on at this point is Elwood. Cohen still needs 1 more ounce, but that shouldn't take very long. But Elwood has a whole pound to gain. Meanwhile, Stella is 21.2 pounds. Oh my gosh, what is happening? She's a big girl. And she's getting a little closer to her dad. She misses her mom dearly, and so Teo's been giving her just a little extra attention and encouraging the others to help cheer her up. She really needs it. She misses her mom a lot. Teo awakens the next morning to discover that little Dahlia is running a fever. He's concerned that maybe the moose calf might have upset her tummy, and so he's thinking about taking her to Strengthened Territory today, just to give her a little bit of extra love. The pups are so close now. And he has a feeling that it could be that Dahlia is also just having a bit of growing pains. She's growing pretty quickly, very much like her sister, who is huge. He does need to feed himself first before he can do anything with Dahlia. So he's going to go back to that bull elk carcass and feed for a bit and see if he can't take maybe 1 or 2 more hexes for Mikhail and take some pressure off of him. And that was the 5th and final hex. Teo was able to keep his goal today. Thanks to his brother, he won't lose points for the other day when he wasn't able to do that because he was still mourning. But now he has been able to protect his family. The goddesses have blessed him, and he's been able to explain to some of the Crevice Lake wolves, for one, that he's sorry, and that in some ways he felt like he didn't have a choice because of how aggressive they were. They were truly intent on killing him, and it scared him. It scared him, it scared his children, it scared his pack. And some of the wolves in Crevice Lake that have listened to him and are very interested in following the ways of Eartha were extremely understanding. And so that's very encouraging that even though Teo did not make necessarily the best decision, there are still wolves willing to listen. There are wolves saying they would have done the same thing. I'm sure there were some that might have been disappointed and said, "You could have let them go." And I think Teo could put his pride aside and say, "I agree with you. And I probably should have, and I regret it. I thought I was doing the right thing by protecting my family, but I think I could have done better." But Crevice Lake right now is still being turned. It's encouraging to him. And he's excited to tell his pups that he hasn't given up. Because he wants, when they have to make those decisions, to show them the right choice. And he's so happy to see them again. He can tell that Dahlia is still a bit sick. She's kind of pulling herself away from the rest of the pack right now. But he's gonna have none of it. And he's gonna snag her and take her back, telling her that she needs to be with her pack. That the best healing comes from being close to the ones you love. And that one day, she should tell these words to her daughters, if she's ever to have some. But now it is time for the pack to rest, to give Elwood the opportunity to grow just a little bit more so the rest of the pack can go and learn to become wolves of Yellowstone. Dahlia is healed as the morning comes, and the pack is ready to move on to the training grounds, and Teo is very tempted to take his pups to Lost River, but he has to convince Mikhail first, and that might take a little extra convincing, but we've done it. The pups are grown, and as a final weight check, we have Cohen at 21.2, Stella at 22.5. Dahlia at 21.9, Talon at 21.4, Elwood at 20.3, and Tangle at 22.1. A beautiful family. And even though Sundance isn't here to see them go into the next year, Teo knows that she is with them. That she and Eartha are together, watching over them and sending them blessings one after another after another. And that is the end of Brothers Bond. Oh boy. Really, Crevice Lake? You're gonna try and make an attempt now? Goodness gravy. They just don't want to give up, do they? Oh, what a way to end the series. But Teo lets these ones go. He's learned his lesson. He's not going to kill these Crevice Lake wolves, even if they deserve it. He's gonna check on his pups one more time before we finally end this series. Here they all come, checking on their dad. They truly love Teo, and he loves them. And that is it for Brothers Bond with Teo. And this is our last letter with him. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed being with Teo and seeing his journey. And even though this is not the end of his journey, it is the end of him having litters. So please tickle and poke that like button if you enjoyed the series, all the series with Teo. Subscribe if you're new so you can hear more stories about these wolves that survive Yellowstone. And feel free to jingle that bell so you're notified of when I post those stories. Also, join Discord and follow me on Twitch because we love to hang out there and talk about these wolves. Both of those are in the description below. I love you guys, and I will see you next week for the pup reveal, the final pup reveal of Teo. Bye, everybody.